Today is Jupiter Day, and I'm thinking about the planet Jupiter. Also, the planet Mercury, as it pertains to this topic, the subject that I'm about to get into. But I will keep it focused on Jupiter. Jupiter is a planet of expansion, right? What if we're engaging in habits and activities, lifestyle choices, right, environment, and with people that isn't the greatest for us? Are we going to call forth Jupiter to have us expand into that even deeper and further than we already are in it? And stuck? I don't think that's the best course of action, right? So, we could say, I'd like to do Jupiter magic, receive more, expand. Jupiter brings expansion. And so we'll begin to receive more of what we're already getting. The spirits work through the avenues that we already have open. And if we'd like them to work through new and different avenues, then we have to open those. At first I say we have to close the others because there's no room for the new. We have to create room for the new. It's like having a closet full of clothes that are ripped and stained and torn. I think ripped and torn are like the same. It's the same adjective. It's the same. Is that an adjective? Is it a noun? Ripped. We have to take out some of those clothes and really, when all the clothes no longer fit, they are the incorrect color, they are not on brand, they do not represent the current version of who we are, they gotta go. It's when the closet is stuffed full of clothes and nothing else can fit in. And that's what I'm thinking about now with Jupiter. And the expansion of Jupiter that Jupiter brings seems to be wiser. And I'm kind of, if I sound a little scattered, and you're like, she doesn't know whether or not ripped is an adjective or a noun. I just came out of a deep, and I'm going to go back into it, with a deep, like a chanting sadhana. I don't even think I'm completely 100% in my body, grounded right now. So, pardon me. Pardonnez-moi. Your girl is not completely here. I'm just going to start laying these thoughts down. Instead of allowing them to pass, I'm going to share them, regardless of what state I'm in. I may be more grounded, I may be not. It's still a viable piece of information that's useful. So, what is wiser is to call upon Saturn. I see that this is challenging though, right? Because Saturn is going to kick our ass. We're going to use Saturn to bind the unhealthy habits, right? To bind the people and places, things that are harming us, which includes ourselves. Let's be honest. We can hurt ourselves. I was doing this Santa Muerte prayer, and part of the prayer I was saying for a while is like, keep me from hurting myself. And we can be our own worst enemy, right? So that's what Saturn's going to come in and do. Now, we can utilize Saturn to bind the healthy habits to us, but man, those things in the way, the old clothes, we'll call them, the old environments, the abusive relationship dynamics, even the abusive relationship dynamics we have with ourselves, it's got to go. Every single area of our lives, like career, home life, the thoughts that we think, like all of it, is going to be purged by Saturn, the influences of Saturn. Because, like, why would we call upon Jupiter right away? And now I see why my ancestors had me take the route that they had me take, which, man, that was rough. I rock rough and stuff with my Afro puffs, like, but I get it, though. It's like, why do a bunch of Jupiter magic if you're just going to expand right into some bullshit? Why would one do that? So do maybe some Mars too, a bit of Mars in there. Because Mars is really, it's a war planet. It can go to war, and it's also it's on the war side is also the creative warrior, so it's creative as well. It's that lust, that passion, that drive. But it's also, it reminds me of Venus, and Venus has two sides. Venus has the side that can attract, magnetize, love, and it can also repel, right? I remember there's this one powerful sorceress, right? A necromantic individual that has worked in the morgue. And she was saying that she called them, wannabe sorcerers. And the reason why she was saying they're wannabe and fake is because they think that they have to, I don't like the they, Well, we're going to out with it and just say it, that they think that they have to pull everything to them, pull all their manifestations to them, pull their good to them, pull what they'd like to create and see in their reality to them. This sorceress was saying the path forward is to blow up every lame thing in the way. that is the genuine alchemy. I think that in certain cases both are valid. Although I do like starting with blow the shit up first, because she's right. How are you going to pull everything to you when there's no open space? There's no vacuum. There's no void. It's like you got a bookshelf full of books, and you're like, I want some more books. Where are you going to put them? On your roof? Where are they going to go? Well, I'll get another bookcase. Okay. There's no more room for another bookcase. Every single wall is filled up. Every single every shelf is filled up. We're hoarding at this point, right? We're holding on so tight. And there's no room. And that's the blowing up. Just get out of the way. Nobody wants to do that. I get it. Right? People won't like me. What will happen? We've got books like, the 48 Laws of Power or whatever, saying, guard your reputation. It's all that you have. I understand. And sometimes when we are on a path of alchemy, everything has to be... So I used to use the word sacrifice, right? And then I heard someone was giving me a reframe, someone that I highly respect, and he was giving me a reframe instead of calling it sacrifice, to call it investment. And part of, walking a path of integrating the self, right? We'll call it the light and the dark, the shadow, the black sun, the id, we take on insight roles, yes? And for magicians, that are about it. They'll dedicate a whole life. And they understand what getting down and dirty means. And sometimes it means that everything goes. And then the foundation, that one builds on top of that, it's so clean, It's clean like one of those Mr. Clean magic eraser scrubby things, like it's clean like bleach. And then you build on top of that foundation by okay. That's strength. Then from on top of that foundation, then comes the Jupiter expansion, then comes the Venus attraction, and you hit it so fucking hard. You hit it out of the park because you know that you can. Because it's coming from a clean foundation and you know that you can. Like just unabashedly, unapologetically. Right? Because in that binding process, we gave warning, we informed, we told everyone of what was coming up. We bound. We purged, we cleared. We did the Saturn, we did the Mars, we did the facing, we did the shadow, we did the black sun, the darker side of soul, S-O-L, the solar pathway. And we faced Mercury and having to look at and master time, which includes patience. Oh, patience, oh. Who wants to have patience? I want it now, Daddy. I want an Oompa Loompa now. And on the other side of facing these challenging, heavy, seeming atrocities, right, on this path of alchemy, then we get to the expansion. Now, when a person's life is already like, hey, yeah, I love everything, then fine, expand, go right ahead. And how many times is that really the case for an individual in every single area of their life? Where are we still playing small? Where are we hiding? Where are we judging others before we've even looked in the mirror and gone, well, look at that, let me get that dirt off my shoulder first. Okay. And then I've found personally that as I get the dirt off my shoulder, I have zero time to be looking at what others are having with theirs. I'm going to go back to my Jupiter chanting and my evening practice on this Jupiter evening. I was doing this Kubera Mudra and all while listening to this Jupiter chant. And this hit me about Jupiter expansion, right? Because we all want it. Yeah, Jupiter, yeah, expand me, give me more, have more. Really though? Is the ground fertile for that? Right? It's like trying to grow vegetables and fruit plants in the desert. It's like it's barren, baby. We have to have the fertile soil before we do the expansion. Otherwise, Jupiter, I can only see that going kind of not as planned. We'll just see, And you're like, oh shit, what's going on? It's like, maybe Maybe it's Jupiter. Maybe it's my alchemy. Should have thought this through a little bit better.